Hey everybody, it's the Modern Native. Doing a little YouTube advice with a Q&A with a friend. Let me send him this link so that way he can join in. New YouTuber looking for some advice, and I have enough knowledge and experience that I can help him out with that. Already got two hanging out. That's awesome. Jacob, how's it going? And absolutely, thank you for the same. I'm pretty sure you did. Obviously, you got the notification for this. Offering some advice on YouTube and doing YouTube and how it works and stuff like that. Fish in the Dot, thank you for joining. And of course, Mother Trucker, thank you for showing up. Hey Tasha, how's it going?
Hey, you told me you was going to bed.
She said, what's up? I'm not asleep yet. She got my notification, had to stay up, you know it.
Make me come over and kick your
ass. How do I attract more viewers? One of the biggest things is I have a method called Video Positive, and that's where I upload videos, more videos than I have days on YouTube. My account is old, but I only started posting as of June 8th of last year. So I'm at 238 days now, and I'm at 239 videos. This is 240.
Give me 1 second. No.
The dogs are misbehaving.
I told you it's bedtime.
But I absolutely will, Jacob. And what's going on, Clayton? Thanks for joining in. And thanks for sharing my link and stuff like that when we were hanging out with the Canadian fishing musician. I got to say it like that because it's so many words in the name. But with attracting new subscribers and new viewers, and oh my God, a bot in the first few seconds. Okay, comment. And this is for my buddy who just joined in. He's going to come up. I will be answering questions in the chat because they are relevant to him as well. With attracting new viewers, besides my Video Positive deal, I also do a lot of shorts. Shorts are really good for collecting new viewers and reaching a new audience because they end up on the shorts feed, and that reaches a huge number of people, really increases your potential for getting new subscribers and a new audience. And that would be, my buddy joining in is going to be Fishing and Bushcrafting with Chris. He's a very new YouTuber. He hasn't been doing it very long, and he wants to get better at doing it. And here he is. What's going on?
What's up, man? Trying to finish eating.
Alrighty, feel free. Just do me a favor, and while you're eating, mute your mic if you're not talking.
Yep.
Thanks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, shorts definitely help, Jacob. They definitely help reaching a new audience and stuff like that. Like I said, staying video positive, at least that's my method. Putting out videos regularly and making sure you stay consistent. Joining other people's lives, being able to drop your link, that definitely helps. Getting people to drop your link for you. One thing I don't do, which actually is suggested by some of the larger channels, is how everybody's always saying, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that. it's overplayed. It really is overplayed. People say it too much. If you're on YouTube, they know to hit subscribe if they want to watch more. It's real simple, real easy. Everybody knows it. So really, it's redundant to do that. And the Bud files, you're absolutely right. Interaction is key. I always answer every single comment that I get, no matter who it's from, no matter what kind of comment it is. I answer everything. The interaction is really, really important. And earlier today, I had a comment where someone asked to see the finished product of my dice. I made dice out of a chunk of wood that came off of a piece of firewood that I made. So I wanted to play Yahtzee, didn't have dice, so I made them. So they were like, well, I want to see that. So I made a short to show them my dice. It's being fast and responsive and interactive definitely helps show the kind of person that you are and that you value your subscribers and you value their time and effort that they put in to come and talk to you and to come and see you. Definitely always appreciate their time and don't waste their time. That's definitely another big thing. Not having a lot of dead space, not having, and I'll explain dead space, not having a whole ton of junk. I know I put out a ton of videos and not everything is entirely on topic of a lot of things. Like I show my boys when they were rehomed to us, the people who were the previous owners, separate owners, obviously, got them 2 different times. They wanted to see what kind of life they had and what kind of, they wanted to be able to keep up on them. So instead of remembering to always text them or message them or show them videos or send them pictures, I just give them my YouTube and they can come and see them. And a lot of people enjoy seeing the boys and them playing in the snow and going on adventures with us. So that also is, it's useful. People love animals. So if anybody has any questions, you can drop it in the chat. I will bring it up periodically in the middle of having conversations with Chris with his questions. Because as I said, fishing and bushcrafting with Chris, I got that right? It's not the other way around?
Yeah, fishing and bushcrafting with Chris.
Okay. He's a new YouTuber and he wanted some advice and he wanted to see what kind of knowledge I had to help him out. We had a nice phone call earlier helping him out with his bushcrafting video, which we will get into a bushcrafting Q&A sometime to help other people out. But tonight we're going to focus on the YouTube content creating side of things. So one thing you were talking about just before we popped on, you said that you were camera shy.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And I don't know if I could ever really say I was camera shy, but I was not entirely comfortable on camera when I started. Sure, sometimes you can see that in some of my older videos. I wasn't as comfortable as I am now. One of the biggest points with that is treating it as if you're just talking to someone. Think of a friend or something else that you can focus. Just don't think about the fact that you're on camera. Just talk to a friend. Think about just explaining it to someone. A lot of times when I'm doing videos, I will be just pretty much explaining it how I would to my wife about why and what I'm doing, the certain ways that I'm doing it. So she has, she's got a lot of life experience and she's been a country girl most of her life, well, all of her life. So, she knows the basic things and a lot of other stuff, but I like to get into the details and the kind of the side things people don't think of. So I offer that advice and I think about how I would explain it to her. And it's the easiest way for me to explain it to everybody else when I share it to everybody. So that's a big thing.
that does make sense.
Exactly, Bud Files. Act like you're talking to a friend. And that's what it is. And thank you for joining us, Homeless in America. Hoping we can get you exposure and helping you out to get you out of that situation eventually. I know how it is. Washington is definitely tough.
Thank you to the ones that have subscribed to me already.
Absolutely. Anybody who wants to help support a new YouTuber like him, Fishing and Bushcrafting with Chris, it is on the link is in here. Clayton dropped it for us, and Clayton has a question for Chris.
What's up, Clayton?
And also Jacob Hagney,
Catfish.
Hagin, you are a new YouTuber too, so if somebody can drop your link too, that'd be awesome. Sorry, I cut you off while you were trying to answer.
Clayton, I fish for catfish.
Sapphire Diamonds Pearls, thank you for joining. Homestead Family Reclaim, thank you. Y'all are always popping in. I enjoy that. Thank you very much for supporting. One of the things we were talking about earlier was
Yeah, I
Dead
also go have to strike a bass sometimes too. Sorry about that, later. This is sorry about that. I cut you off.
Sorry. All right, Squirrel. I know it's late here. We're in the same time zone. Thanks for joining in. Dead space is a big thing that I try to avoid, which is pretty much where you have chunks of film where you're really not doing anything or you're doing repetitive things. After 30 seconds, that's pretty much all they need to know. Like when we were talking earlier, when you were clipping branches, 30 seconds, that's all you need for a clip to know that. When I'm out doing stuff, that's the only time I filled it with dead space. I was talking while I was doing it, but I was chopping a ton of wood, and it was mostly just to show the efficiency of how I stacked wood before I chopped it.
Right.
To just show that I had a cord and a half of wood, and I had it chopped in minutes because I stacked the rounds on top of each other and just chop as I went down. So it was dead space, but it wasn't. There was a point to it. Make sure every bit of your video has a point or it has a purpose.
Jacob, it's 10:30 here in Alabama.
So, like I said before, if anybody has a question, go ahead and drop it in. You'll help keep the flow going. Sometimes I can't think of things, and trying to work on this. So, if you had any questions about how things go, how things work, the way YouTube runs things,
Well, there was one question about making the videos. Like me being personally inside the videos, I noticed that you smoke cigarettes in your videos. Does that actually stop some people from watching?
So far, I haven't had any issues. I mean, I've even toked up on weed on some videos, and I only ever had one person say something like, "Were you smoking weed?" I was like, "Yeah."
Nothing wrong with it. It's actually just a plant.
I mean, it's legal here now, so, and I use it for medicinal things. It helps me stay moving, stay motivated, and helps keep my mind straight, so that way I can focus and do things. So, I've helps my wife's her epilepsy, and
yeah, it's actually not even legal here in Alabama, but it is all states around us, though.
Clayton, can you drop that link again? Oh, Sapphire Diamonds, it is right above you. Clayton dropped it. Fishing with Big Mike, thank you for joining in. So I've never had an issue with smoking cigarettes. Nobody's ever mentioned that to me. I don't. If you want it to be a totally kid-friendly channel, obviously you don't want to do that, because some parents are obviously going to have an issue with it. But I'm not a kid-friendly channel. I curse on here. I'm real. Things happen. So
speaking about the kid part, what exactly is that about? Like, I've actually heard that it actually demonetizes your channel whenever it's for the kids.
Yes, for kids is not monetized. You won't have ads. there's no comments. It's not shareable. You can't put it. Actually, I'm not sure about the shareable. They might have changed that. Also, you can't put it in the little screen. Like, when you click on it, like if you're on a live, you click on someone's link, it brings the live down to the little bar, and you can still scroll through. You can't do that on a 4Kids. So pretty much in general, you either don't click those buttons whatsoever, or you just hit no.
Gotcha.
That's what's way to be with that.
Yeah, I put no on all mine, but I figured kids don't really watch, bushcrafting and stuff unless they're 14, 15 years old.
And then they're usually marked as an adult anyway, because they don't put their actual thing. And it's the 4Kids generally only is in the 4Kids app, even though those videos do pop up on the actual YouTube.
Gotcha.
So that's all that is. And where it says you have to say something if it is made for kids. If it's not, I don't ever click that except for on the lives. It makes you say that.
Gotcha.
It makes you say it's not for kids, so that way they don't put it on anything.
Okay.
Oh, you do the Santa Claus, the Numis Maniac does the Santa Claus persona too. That's awesome. There's a Father Christmas, which turned out to be Becca Mudtramp, and then there is an actual Santa Claus who plays Santa Claus in the biggest mall in America, which is awesome. He was a big supporter for a while, but he's only around a little bit. I think he might have another channel, unless that is you. But any other questions?
Not in the moment. But I do want to say, anybody that's want to subscribe to me, I know I only got one video of bushcrafting on my channel, but I am working on more. So don't let that just keep you away from subscribing, because I have more videos coming, and they will be a lot better than the one that's on there.
Yeah, and I'm helping him out with that too, giving him some advice on the bushcrafting side of things and on the YouTube content creating. So he's already he takes that advice very well. I'm very happy about that. So many people are very abrasive when it comes to trying to get advice, and I'm like, I'm not criticizing. I'm trying to help you, because there are people out there who are abrasive and who aren't to deal with crap. So it's like, I don't want you to be hurting yourself in the long run, and showing that improvement it'll show on your channel. You'll see that growth.
That's like what me and you was talking about the other night about whenever you first started out on your channel, you were on Google, hours and hours just trying to figure stuff out. And we need people like you to kind of help us small people that's just starting out to figure out, because nobody really wants to sit on Google for hours trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I did it on Google and on me. I did it on Google and on YouTube. I did hundreds of hours of research through YouTube videos. Nick Nimmin, content creators, channel makers, vidIQ. I obsessively, for like 3 or 4 months before I even started YouTube, was just watching them all the time. What is their best advice? What is their best methods? So it's like they have hundreds of hours themselves, but I took their accumulative thousands of hours of experience and research, and I took it and studied them for hundreds of hours. So I accumulated all of that knowledge before I even started, and I still go back and I watch their new stuff to figure things out.
And Clayton, that's what I was saying right there, where you just said that just try to be informative and act natural. After I watched my video and after Native did, we talked about that. And one of the parts that I messed up on was I kept looking at the camera, and I got to get away from that part, because I know. But thanks for that information too.
Well, the specifically what I was saying in that was, you were doing stuff, but you like kept focusing on the camera like something was going to happen, and it kept slowing you up and kept making you lose focus. And I could see that. So I wanted to give you that advice, is when you are actually doing a project and you're doing something, you can almost just forget it's there and just focus on doing it. And when you get into the natural groove of just doing the activity you're trying to capture, it'll come across so much better than the constant, is this a good angle? Am I still in frame? How's this looking? It
Right.
seems more natural and less focused on being on camera.
Yeah, and we discussed about that because of my data that wasn't working. You said put it on the airplane mode, and I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, if you're using a phone that doesn't have service, put it on airplane mode. You won't get those stupid notifications that the phone keeps trying to tell you. It won't interrupt your recording process. Yeah, because, like with mine, my phone doesn't have a lot of storage, so I use a phone that's not in service that has a lot of storage, so that way I can record and upload later after I do editing when I do it. But so what it's all about is trying to help people further themselves, trying to help people like Chris, Jacob, and everybody else who's new. It's all about just wishing them the best and trying to help them with it.
Thank you for that, numerous man.
Also, on your channel, never, ever, 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 ever say sub for sub. Never do the sub for sub unless you're going to go in and watch their videos or leave a comment. I don't always have time to, but just hitting that, it will leave that for me. So far, I haven't lost many of the ones that I've subscribed to. I don't lose many, but there's a lot of people on these communities where they're dropping the links and stuff like that and subscribing to each other. YouTube will see that activity. They don't like sub for sub. It's in their community guidelines that they do not want sub for sub because it's not genuine growth. It's not genuine interaction. So they don't want that. So they will take that away. And if you do it too much and you act like a spam bot, they will actually take your channel. Alrighty. So it's gonna switch accounts. Yeah, I've got 3 channels, but only one has come out publicly in another channel. But other than that, my other 2 channels are kind of like my secret channels that I'm trying to see what happens if I don't do anything. I don't cross them. So
very true.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels out there that never show their face, and then there's a lot that it's all about their face. Right. So I mean, even if you're not doing the channel where it's all about my persona. It's about being the modern native. And that's not just a persona that I'm taking on. I am Native American. I have that heritage, and I grew up learning things about the native life and lifestyle, and I've researched things whenever I can. It's very important to me, so I want to share that. And I've met a lot of people with Native heritage, and I think it was Clayton was one of them on the previous live, said that he has Native heritage. There's Apache Adventures. He's an awesome one. Obviously, he's Apache. And that's actually a good tactic, too. It scrolled up just as I went to go hit it. That's something else I do. I'll wait a little while before I go back to their channel and find them and do what I need to do. And, it's something else that Yogi Hollow Farms, I think, was the one that said it, or it was at least on her live. She said that she doesn't want to have people subscribing to her just because she subscribed to them. She wants it to be genuine, and also she doesn't want it the other way around. She doesn't want to feel like she has to subscribe to them just because they subscribe to her. It should always be genuine. If you're not interested in the channel, all you're really doing is hurting the algorithm. The algorithm is going to hurt them, because if you're subscribed to them but you never watch their videos, you're going to hurt their click-through rate. You're going to hurt their interaction rate. and you're going to mess up the demographics for the kind of people who watch their channel. So they're going to factor you in even if you're not watching it. So it definitely will. I thought you were the one that said Choctaw. That's awesome. And I have to get After Service Adventures, Canada. I have to get your channel because I love supporting military service, even Canadian military service. Yeah, that's the. I can't think of the name now. As soon as it's gone, Numis Maniac, Algonquin. Residential school survivor. That's awesome. Nice little history right there. And yeah, Bud Files, if you're not interested, don't subscribe because all you're going to end up doing is hurting the channel. And that's really what it is. If you're not clicking through when you're scrolling, when you see them scrolling through on your feed, that's going to factor in because that is an impression. Every time someone scrolls through and they see your thumbnail, it's an impression. If you're not clicking on it, that's going to tick down their click-through rate, which YouTube is going to be like, okay, so that thumbnail wasn't interesting, the title wasn't interesting, so people didn't want to click on it, so we're going to suggest that to less people. And see, I try to catch lives, but if I don't, I always watch the replay to give the watch hours as much as I can. That's definitely appreciated. I know not just from me, but other people who are trying to get their watch hours up. That definitely helps. Also, lives really help with watch hours. Just because during the time that you're on lives, having the 4, 5, 6, 10, 30 people sitting in the lives, they're watching that the whole time. So you're getting 100% watch time. You're also getting accumulating a lot of watch hours from lives. It's very useful because also people will sit there and watch them because you never know what can be said or done on a live. So a lot of people are more interested in sitting through that, even if it's not that interesting. That's why I always I use lives for informative points, for the points to catch things that I don't have enough space to catch and upload because it takes too much data. It's less data to do a live. I can do a live for 3 hours, but trying to upload a 3-hour video takes so much data. It's megabytes versus gigabytes. I have never done a premiere. All right, Clayton, you have a good one.
All right, Clayton. Thank you. Hope you have a good night, bud.
A spar shed? Yeah, the only limits are your imaginations. What is a spar shed? I feel like I've heard that, but I can't really remember it at the moment. You have a great night too, Clayton. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for hanging out. And Chris, I really appreciate you hitting the mic when you got background sound or other things going on. It really helps clean up the audio. That's something else that's really important with videos and lives is making sure the audio is clean. There's no echo and there's not a lot of just background. What's the word I'm looking for?
Nuisance?
Yeah, nuisance isn't really the right word, but like the annoying sounds, what is ruckus? Call it that. That's the closest word I can think of at the moment. But one of my lives got really messed up because in my earbud I didn't hear it because on the live stream you don't catch the echo all the time that people will be hearing on the actual Yes, distraction. People won't be hearing a lot of the people will be hearing the echo on the YouTube when they're watching the actual video, but you won't hear it if you have like an earbud in. And one of my lives got unfortunately pretty messed up, and it was a pretty decent live, but it was just an echo the whole time. And the person that was with me on the live, the echo was coming from him. So he wasn't hearing the echo because he was creating it. So unfortunately, the quality on that really messed up. And there's a lot of people, like my wife, if there's an echo or if there's a lot of bustle in the background, she'll leave the video because it's annoying. It messes with her ears. Her ears are sensitive. And there's a lot of people like that out there who just will drop out of a video because of poor audio quality. Now, I know my video quality isn't the greatest right now. I think I got some stuff on my cam from videotaping in the snow earlier.
I can see you.
A spire shed is a shed that is made to house different lengths of prepared poles. Poles are prepared using frapping and sealed at the ends. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Sapphire Diamonds.
Yeah, thank you, Sapphire.
You should have quite a few. She sends quite a few people, a few a day, and she's awesome about getting her crew, as she puts it, into other people's channels. And they interact, they watch things, and they stay consistent and actually watch a lot of videos. I like that. That's a really good method for, being mindful with the wood that you use and not overusing or abusing your woods. There's a lot of people who make a ton of different stuff out of trees, and they use green stuff every time, and it's just damaging to the environment and the forest. And I'm like, even if that's your private property, man, you realize the impact you're having for stuff that you could reuse or use all of what you're cutting down instead of, chucking it because it's not useful for the project you're currently working on. But with the YouTube algorithm, Fish Hunt, Trap, and Repeat, how's it going? And the Bud Files, they watch everything. They've gone through and watched just about everything on my channel so far that I've seen. They watch a ton of stuff. They leave a comment every time. They're awesome. So you have a good supporter right there. So that's awesome.
Thank you, Bud Files.
They go and investigate haunted houses and things that they believe could be haunted, and other spooky places, more or less, old history stuff, and then they research the spot to see what it's from, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I might have to actually check their channel out because I might actually be interested in that.
That's awesome. So always supporting each other. It's awesome. But with the YouTube algorithm, it's super finicky. It's super finicky because they have so many different factors that they look at with the analytics. They look at the age, they look at the location, they look at what other people are watching. And if you watch a lot of somebody's videos and they suggest someone who's of the same niche, they will look at how much you watch them to see if that person's going to be good too. So if you watch someone a lot more than someone else, that may actually start making them be recommended less. If you don't click into their videos as much, that'll affect them. So it's like the mass collection of people without doing something about it, it will hurt your channel in the long run, or it will hurt their channel. So it's the proper support is what's important. unfortunately, I have a ton of people who have a ton of interesting things. I don't have enough time throughout the day with cabin life to be able to watch everything all the time. So I try to catch everybody that I can, and I try to avoid scrolling by things. I try to avoid scrolling pretty much. That's my biggest thing is I don't want to scroll past someone who's got a great video, but I just don't have time right now. So
I can't put my leg down. Can you hand me the Excedrin? Okay.
you have any thoughts there, Chris?
No, not at the moment. I don't.
Alrighty. What is one of the things that you don't understand about YouTube?
Oh, the kind of don't understand the impressions click through rate for real.
The impressions and click-through rate? Impressions are anytime someone sees your thumbnail. Anytime you're scrolling through and you see a video, that's an impression. That's literally all it is the number of people who have seen and had the opportunity to click on your video. And the click-through rate is the number of times and the number of people who have clicked it to watch it. And am I in a prospector tent? Is that me or him? Because I am in a cabin, and I'm pretty sure he's in his house. And BC Treasure Trails, what is up? Sharing some YouTube knowledge, advice. If anybody has any questions about how YouTube runs things or how they can do YouTube better, hit the question up in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. Like I said, I have hundreds of hours of research already put into YouTube before I started, and it's been racking up since, because from my own experience and still doing research on these educational channels, I gather knowledge all the time. I need a drink. I'm talking too much. Mm-hmm.
That one's gotta be.
One of the biggest things I could probably give people advice. Oh, it's just a sheet for a nice background, and the dogs like to poke their heads over my chair and mess with my head while I'm trying to do stuff, and it gets annoying sometimes. So I put the curtain up, and so that way they leave us alone. They have to come all the way around to come and bother us. Oh, that's nice, BC. That's something else I was thinking about. I actually suggested it to my aunt. She's getting older, and she has a ton of homestead and cooking and farm knowledge that I think she should share with, on YouTube, so that way when she's gone, the family can still learn from her knowledge and still be able to see her and experience stuff. If I wish my mom had done it before she passed away. She passed away when I was 15, so it's one of those. I wish I'd still be able to go on and watch her and stuff. It'd probably make me bawl my eyes out a lot, but it would be awesome. And her dog is sitting on my foot, and I think mine is pouting on the bed.
Of course.
He's always pouting. If he's not getting loved on, played with, or brought outside, he's pouting.
And mine's always underneath me. It's exactly where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath me.
One of the biggest things that I could give people advice is writing out ideas. just even a list of ideas, doing, one of those spider web things, or the circle diagram where you have one side of things, and then where they meet together. If you have a nice list. Oh, did I miss Pat? Or somebody named Patrick on here and I just don't know it? Probably. Absolutely, bud. And I'm sorry I call both of you bud, but I mean, that's your name, so that's just what I call you for short. But what I did is I took a notebook and I had all my cabin life ideas, all of my bushcrafting ideas, all of my survival ideas, camping advice, hammock advice, because camping and hammock camping are two different things. The wife likes camping. I like hammock camping.
I like hammock camping because I have thick thighs and big hips.
Yeah, she don't like that curve. But so having a notebook or a page or something, freaking bots.
It didn't even come up in mine.
No, I was too fast. Having a nice list of different topics and ideas and thoughts that you can work off of makes it a lot easier, even if you're not planning every single thing that you're going to film and you like have each video planned out ahead of time. If you wake up one day, like Chris, you were saying earlier, that, at random, you'll have the opportunity to go out and film or want to do something. So if it comes up,
burritos.
I got to keep that up there. It's up on the thing. If you remember, you have a delay. If you have that list of different ideas and thoughts to work off of, you can just be like, oh, I've got a free day, I've got a few free hours, I want to make a video. That idea looks good for today, and then you have a basic thing you can work off of, and then you can flesh it out as you're getting ready to film. It's what I do a lot of times, or a lot of times I just capture what I'm doing because I do that. And they're not bear burritos, not all the time. Biggest challenge, getting to everything to make to work for my video. I'd like to be able to sit down with somebody and work on some of the programs and equipment I have so I don't have to make it. If you actually want to get in contact with my wife, or if you want to get in contact with me, if you go on Facebook, I have a group with the same name as my channel, and you can find us on there. We're happy to talk with you and see what you got going on, if we can help you at all. And there's her link again. But it just makes it easier if you have that list to work off of, or if you're living the life like I do, the cabin life. There's a ton of different opportunities. Like when I'm doing wood, I think about how I'm doing that specific wood trip because I didn't have time to prep for the winter. So I just got to get wood as I can to try to keep myself going. So I'm thinking of different ways that I can make it easier, different ways that, I get wood, how I carry it, the timing of things. My last couple of videos have been pretty decent with that. At least I feel I've gotten pretty good interaction responses for it. And that is awesome, putting the parachute over a camp. I've seen so many ideas. I've seen so many people doing that. We are in upstate New York in the Adirondacks.
Nowhere near the city. Put that right in the tent.
Oh, that would be awesome. Pretty much having a hot air balloon for your tent. And that's one of the things that actually that's sort of how it worked with our tarp while we were camping. We had a really bad downpour, and I put up a tarp suspended over the fire, and the heat kept it pushed up. and we were able to cook underneath there, and we stayed dry. We were able to cook. The fire was nice. And when we were done cooking and eating, jetted to the tent and hung out with her, or I went underneath with the hammock and everything.
Never put on fire for us.
Never caught on fire for us, and After Service Adventures is talking about it, so I'm pretty sure it didn't catch fire for him. As long as you keep the distance right and it stays high enough, it won't, and it's the right material. Oh. But the biggest thing too, like I think it was Bud who said it earlier, or it was Clayton. Just trying to be natural with it. Don't try to be too forced with everything. Don't be fake. Be honest. Always be real, and people will see that and appreciate it. That's why I don't really edit my videos. You can always tell when someone's being fake with a bushcrafting thing or big projects where you can see the sun goes up, goes over, and it comes back. But they're like, it's an overnight. They only did it. They built the shelter in one day, and it's like, I got you, Chris. And if where was I? You can tell with the cutting and the clips, people faking it. And one thing, personally, one thing I really hate is the thematic elements that people put in, where they'll put down the camera and they'll catch the clip where they're hiking and they're walking by the camera, and then it cuts again to where they're walking by the camera again. I'm like, so you're telling me in all of this effort and all of these hikes and all this camping that you're doing, you walked up, set the camera down, set it up, walked back, walked by it again just to get that 30-second clip? I'm sorry, that's too much. That's too much effort to go through for that clip, and too much extra energy that you're expending that you could have put into something else for just a little bit of thematic quality.
It took me a while to actually figure out how they did that. I actually thought they had somebody that moved the camera for them.
No, it's usually they walked up the trail, set it down in a spot, walked back down, walked by it again, and I'm just like, I want to see that unedited part where walking up, set it down, turn it on, watch them walk away, turn around, walk back. And no, too much.
Just walk with the camera for a few milliseconds.
Yeah, like it's just.
I did that on my bushcrafting video, that one that I posted, and after I did it, I was like, this is too much work to do this.
Yeah. And even with 5 GoPros, you're still gonna have to go through and pick them back up and set them up and everything else. Like Bud says there, if it's awkward, it's more real. If I drop my phone in the middle of it, like one time, the frozen wood stacks, I was knocking the frozen wood, the stacks of frozen wood with another piece of wood to knock it loose, and then I threw some wood in the truck, and my phone fell over. I kept it in because, oops, go to break my phone in it. Yes, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's something else, because people will see those mistakes, and to me, I feel better when I see someone make a mistake. I'm like, see, they're being real. And it frustrates me when the way people make fires sometimes, where it's that one strike every time, every single time, the perfect fire, and you look around them and they got a bunch of wet wood, a bunch of stuff like that, and they've got this nice dry bundle of wood sitting in their fire pit, and they don't show you where they got it from, how they got it, or how they processed it to make sure that it was dry. Yeah, and that's another thing. Sometimes you can see that they brought it with them, or they brought it from another place, And yeah, there's ways that you can get dry wood while you're out there. Like I've done it. You know, you split a wood down, you shave it down, but they don't show that process. They don't show that they went through a lot of effort just to make sure that it was that nice clean strike. And I've done it. I've shown that so that way people see there's a lot of effort that goes into that to be able to get a nice, dry, good start fire. If you never show a struggle with a fire, you're being fake, because I don't care how good you are. I don't even care if it's always dry wood. You will have a point in time where that fire will fight you for no damn reason.
That's like the bigger YouTubers. They won't show you specific things because they're afraid that what am I trying to say? You know, that somebody else will do what they do, and then they will actually become bigger than what they are.
I don't watch big YouTubers.
And I can't make you a mod right now, but if you drop his name, I'll definitely check him out. I'll try to remember. Oh, Steve Wallace. I think I might have ran across him already. So, After Service says that he carries flint and steel. BC says he carries a Bic. I carry my ferro rod, and I have my torch lighter now, and a Bic. I carry all three, and I have matches. Having multiple fire start methods definitely will work, because if it's downpouring rain, even with the wet rod, I can still start a fire with it. It was oxidized, covered in, because I left it out in the rain for a while we were camping. We camped for 4 or 5 months straight, and I never slept inside. For those 4 or 5 months last year, I never slept inside. So that ferro rod ended up being outside for a while. I didn't have to start a fire for like 2 weeks because I had coals and stuff to work with that whole time. So I went to go start a new fire, and I was like, oh man, this thing is covered in green, oxidized crap. Oh well. And I got the fire going. Yeah, I carry a waterproof mattress too. And I've done it too, bud. If you flip the phone, you accidentally flip it sideways, or you drop it, I mean, it happens. And After Service, the thematic elements, the video clip inserts, that's awesome to do, as long as you do it the proper way. Because to me, doing the fake shots, and I call them fake shots because, like we were talking about, the whole extra walk up to get just you walking by the camera. You could have had so many different points. Like, you could have held the phone or camera and shown your walk. Like, I'd rather see a nice shot of nature as you're walking through, instead of watching you just walk, when I know what it took to get that shot. I am trying to quit, and I have been for a long time, but
Every time I go to quit smoking, I just start getting ill. So I go right back to cigarettes.
Steve Wallace?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you did find him.
Mm-hmm.
He spelled it with a U. But so she found Wallace for me. I'll check him out. But I like this, the tampon fire ash rub, the friction fire. That's what it's called. I haven't tried that one yet. I was actually trying to do the fire plow, but the log I was using just wasn't working out for me. It wasn't the right wood.
He spelled it Wallace. The guy that I found spells it with an IS, yeah.
Oh, let me see.
It might be someone different, because that's how he spelled it.
Is it still here?
Yeah. My brightness might be up too much.
Is that the right channel there, After Service? Make sure you catch that.
There's a lot of stealth camping in it.
It's a lot of stealth camping and stuff.
Ice fishing, -33. 33. Says he has a 818K sub.
The goddamn bacon. I love your name. I do. I've seen you a lot. We connected on another live. I think it's so funny. Also, I definitely have to say, and this is one thing for you, Chris, having a short, simple name that is unique.
That's him.
A native.
Okay.
What do you
What?
think if I take the "and" out of my name? Just fishing
Fishing.
bushcrafting Chris. With Chris.
Would be better.
Just take the "and" out.
The "and" isn't a big deal. If you put the "and" sign, it would probably
Okay.
make it a little shorter. But I'm thinking like a catchy name. Where I'm the modern native, she's Mrs. Native. These are our channel names. BC Treasure Trails. That's a nice short name. The goddamn bacon. You know, it's catchy names. So many people have bushcrafting and fishing in their names. Chris is a very common name. I was able to find you real easy because I was able to click on your picture because I was a moderator in that chat and was able to connect to you there. So that was really easy to find you. You know, someone else who does that. I feel like it's Campin' Bananas or something like that. That was his name. He does awesome stuff like that. But having a nice, simple name definitely makes it easier to remember, makes it easier to search. And the one thing I did when I was thinking about my name, I searched it. I searched the name I wanted in the YouTube search to see how many people popped up. Nobody has The Modern Native as a name, at least not for a channel. It did pop up as a YouTube video, but that didn't matter to me. It was somebody was talking about the modern natives in America. So that didn't matter to me because that wasn't a channel name. And like the Bud Files, something that they can use as a nickname, Bud. It's something really simple, something that they can call. People call me modern, people call me native, they call her Mrs. So it's when we're in a chat, there's so many times where I have to say the person's name, but specifically mention which channel I'm talking to because there's so many. Like I didn't want to be in a situation like Belly Acres. And it's ACRES as in acres. There's 4 of them that have the same name. Now, they're awesome channels, nothing against them, but it's the repeating name. Sometimes it's hard to tell who you're talking to or stuff like that. The Numus Maniac, and no one popped up, but hardly anybody can pronounce it. That is the only thing about that name, the Numus Maniac. Until I say it 4, 5, 6 times, I'm like, oh, the Numus Maniac. So.
Yeah, I had trouble with that name earlier. Took me a minute to figure out before I actually said anything to him.
And I've even had people mess up my name, and I'm like, it's The Modern Native. It's not very difficult, but still people will mess it up sometimes, and especially when I'm saying it to them, I say the Modern Native, and they're like, "What? The Modern Native?" And, oh, they thought I'm saying the Modern Native, and I'm like, I'm saying the.
That's you know how you messed up my name in your shout out video.
Well, I said it both ways, so I didn't. Yeah. I didn't eventually mess it up.
I actually, in some of my videos, if you'll go back, I'm not sure if I fixed it or not, but there was a lot of, whenever I first started this channel, I was actually messing up my name too. I was actually saying bushcrafting first instead of fishing.
So you see what I mean? Like it happens. Yeah. When you do it yourself, you know that other people are going to do it too.
Exactly. It makes me wonder if I should just swap it around.
Well, I'm almost wondering if you should do. Do you have a nickname besides? Rick?
I'm trying to think. Crumb Snatcher. It was one of my nicknames.
What is it?
Crumb Snatcher.
One more time.
Crumb Snatcher. Like little crumbs.
Crumbs?
Mm-hmm. Snatchers.
Crumb Snatcher Outdoors.
You know, that actually makes sense.
It's not that bad though. Or the Crumb Snatcher.
Snatch.
Yeah.
Or just Crumb Snatcher. I mean, I don't think that's going to pop up much. You could put up the you could search it and see how many people pop up. I mean, the wife could even search it for you real fast, see if anybody pops up on the channels when you filter it. We get flies occasionally, the bud flies. Yeah, I get that. You know, people with dyslexia or read it too fast, they'll see that and be like, the bud flies. But wait, what? My wife thought that too, but she's dyslexic. Yeah, hillbillies trip people up too. Yeah, I definitely know that because I did the same thing. I was like, I searched you because I wasn't a moderator the first time I saw you, and I was like, the back road hillbillies. Wait, what? Why aren't you popping up? And then I looked back and I was like, oh, hillbillies. Okay. But yeah, you definitely want your channel name to be unique. And, you know, depending on how many people pop up on Crumb Snatcher.
None.
Okay, nobody pops up on Crumb Snatcher, so that might be a good one for you.
There's the Crumb Snatcher. There's Crumb Snatcher Travels. But that's really it. So
I would definitely do Crumb Snatcher Outdoors. Or Outdoors with Crumb Snatcher.
Yeah, I was thinking the first one you were just saying Crumb Snatcher Outdoors.
Because no matter what you're doing, if you're fishing or you're bushcrafting or even just camping, and all right, after service, have a good night. Thank you for joining in. Definitely appreciate it. Treasure Trolls. Yep. BC Treasure Trolls. I get that. Later, Gators. Yeah, exactly. Like Bud said, you wouldn't be limited if you can relate it to the outdoors or do it outdoors. You can put it on your channel and it'll still be relevant.
There's no outdoors. It's totally good with that.
Yep, there's no Crumb Snatcher Outdoors at all popping up. So.
And I put the Crumb Snatcher Outdoors.
Bud Files, you're right on that one. Whenever I came up with my name, it was fishing and bushcrafting, like it is now. But most of the time, it was just fishing. And I was like, well, I need to bring in bushcrafting if that's gonna be part of my name. But yeah, that doesn't limit me until a certain point.
You got a lot of votes for Crumb Snatchers Outdoors, so
I'm going with it.
All right, so you can definitely edit your name. You can do that real easy on Manage Channel, and that'll definitely help you out. And whenever you can, make sure you go into your YouTube. Make sure you go into your YouTube channel, your YouTube studio on a desktop. Mm-hmm. And you can even do that on your phone. You do the desktop version in your Chrome browser. You can go to branding on the section where it says branding. You should be able to find your custom URL, and then you can do Crumb Snatcher Outdoors. All you'd have to do is just change it up just a little bit. Like if you're doing Crumb Snatchers Outdoors, you could do the Crumb Snatcher Outdoors for your URL, and it'll let you keep it. It needs you to change it just a little bit from what your name is. That's why mine says the Modern Native Tribe.
Gotcha.
Ouch.
I want to pink your nose.
Yeah, I've been thinking of a new name.
But I definitely think that would work out for you, and it wouldn't limit you, and you'd be able to be a little more. The name would be more memorable and more relatable to your channel, so people would be able to find you easier, and it's unique. So I definitely think it'd work for you. So there's a little bonus thought we ran into a YouTube advice point on there to have a good, unique, memorable name with a dog walking all over you. Say hi. Say hi. Hi.
It's Mama's big head.
It's a monster.
It's Mama's monster. Oh, here comes Preacher.
I was just about to bring up the thumbnail too.
Yeah, what you do is the easiest way to do it is you can just make a thumbnail, save it into your gallery. All right, boys, get back up. You save it into your gallery, and then when you go into your YouTube Studio app, you can go to edit video, because when you edit a video in there, you have advanced options, and you can click the
Little pencil.
Yeah, the pencil. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word. I don't use them anymore. You can click that little pencil and you can put it up there.
No.
See, that's where you get to the branding. Pretty much all you have to do when it comes to adding anything to yeah, Mike's Fishing Home usually has open chats. Sorry, I end up getting distracted when I'm reading other chats. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I did on my bushcrafting video. I think the way I did my thumbnail is the reason why people has been clicking on it.
Yeah, if I remember right, you had a decent thumbnail. That was one thing I noticed. I was like, that actually wasn't bad. With my thumbnails, I don't really edit my thumbnails all that much. I don't add words to them generally. Something that I'm doing, my technique, my method is so many thumbnails across YouTube have words on them. They have words on them. They have little graphics or little doodads sitting in the screen. But when you run across mine, it's just a picture of what's going on or just me with my title. I also haven't done much with my descriptions. I've been leaving them pretty simple. I'm still getting a lot of traction. And I'm still getting a lot of exposure. So it hasn't really affected me that bad. I also haven't done any tags, because one thing most people don't realize is tags really only help you when someone searches and they misspell something. That it'll kick it up for that. But the thing is YouTube has kind of like a subliminal underlying automatic tagging system. While we're talking, even right now, while you and I are talking, everything that we're talking about, YouTube is catching that, and they will use that to recommend the video to other people just based on what we're saying. So all the YouTube advice, all the keywords that we're saying, thumbnails, tags, gaining subscribers and things like that, getting to your first 1,000, things like that, that all will add to my subliminal tagging that YouTube has to push me and push us to other videos, to other people to watch those kinds of videos.
Yeah, what was awesome about that thumbnail that I made that I was actually going for is if you look at the video, it looks like you're looking through an eyeball. Goddamn bacon. The thumbnails is the picture that you see whenever right before you click onto the video. Right?
I think he's messing with you.
Rock and ore.
I'm done. You got me, goddamn bacon. You got me.
Rock and ore. Good day, good day. It's an Aussie friend right there.
It's a big friend.
He's a great supporter. He's always popping in, always on my videos.
I was on mine.
And he's a good supporter of the wife. He's an awesome dude right there. And I heard you're going to be making jewelry soon. That's interesting. Are you doing that out of your fines? Come here so I can fix your collar. Good boy. What's awesome is my dog doubles as a survival tool. He has 100 foot of paracord on his collar. Come here, Chunky. Not getting all excited. I don't know if you can see that. He was a little too tiny for the collar that I got him. So I made and braided a paracord collar to go underneath and through his big training collar, because it's got the big handle on it and it says in training. I put it in one of my earlier shorts. All right, go. That's all I needed. Opal jewelry. That's awesome. I know someone who could use a gift. Hint, hint. But he doubles as a survival tool now because he has 100 foot of paracord. All right, boys. Get. Always up in my shit. And that's another thing. On my videos, I curse. I am not family friendly, as I have said. But it shouldn't hurt me that bad. Obviously, some snowflake sponsors aren't going to really like me. They won't go to me because they don't like cursing. It's not marketable. But oh well. It's unreal. I'm 100%. So if people don't like that, that's on them. That's not on me. I'm not going to be fake for anybody. I'm not going to lie. That's not who I am. 100% honesty, 100% real all the time. So that's just me. I know not a lot of people are so not going to curse, going to keep it family friendly and this, that, and the other. Have you seen some channels out there that are freaking huge? Snowflakes will be snowflakes. What do you know about snowflakes? That's Australia. Just messing with you, bud. But honestly, I already know the few subscribers, the few sponsors I'm gonna get are definitely going to be weapons. Definitely weapons, probably knives, blades, swords, things like that. I'm hoping to get Bud K to sponsor me. It's where I get most of my collection from. It's where I get most of my collections from. It's budk.com. They're awesome, cheap place, but they have high quality knives and blades and stuff. It's where I always get all my stuff. I'm really hoping to get them to sponsor me at some point. I got to approach them again. I did it before I started my channel, and they're like, "Oh, we only do it with established channels." I'm like, okay, I was just trying to get the feelers out there. I bought thousands of dollars worth of your guys' stuff over the years, you know, hoping to at least get a discount here soon. I haven't ordered from them in a year and a half. I really need a new knife, man. But one of the first things I did too when it came to the YouTube channel is I made my merchandise stores. Teespring, Spreadshop, Bonfire, and I have a Patreon page set up, but I don't have any patrons yet. I haven't put anything up there because I also haven't had anybody shown any interest in the Patreon page. What I'm going to do with that, it's going to be exclusive live streams, sharing stuff that I don't always share on YouTube, which I share just about everything, but I mean, that's where we'll have conversations and stuff like that. that don't go on YouTube. That's where I might actually do my animal processing, because YouTube doesn't like the animal processing where it shows the whole animal and you're breaking it down. I can do my deer breakdowns, my skinnings and stuff like that to show people how I do it and stuff. Because one thing that I do, you know how most people, when they're skinning an animal, they'll pull the fur down, they'll pull the skin off, and it'll leave a lot of the fat layer on the skin. I don't. As I'm pulling it down, I slide my knife right along the leather, right along the skin, and that fat layer stays on the meat, and I'm able to get a clean skin off and be able to take it right from the animal to tanning. Most people can't do that. They got to scrape it and all that. And if I'm running a blade across it once, it's going to be done once. Not doing it twice. Ain't got time for that. But what do you think is something that you struggle with when it comes to making your videos?
Me, probably mainly just being the camera shy. But I'm slowly actually getting better at it.
Okay, I understand
And
that.
then also hitting the key points.
What trying to figure out what is interesting and what is relevant for the video.
Right.
If you're doing something repetitive, obviously you don't need to keep that. Not all of it anyway. Like I said, you don't need 10, 20 minutes of clipping branches. Not picking on you, but like
right.
It's once you show that that's how you're collecting something or that's how you're doing something, you just need the few seconds of it to show that that's what's going on. And I'm trying to think of some of my videos where I cut things out. A lot of mine, my first bushcrafting shelter that I made, it was a real hybrid thing that I made. It doesn't even have a name for it. It wasn't a lean-to. It was just, I used like a whole bunch of different techniques into making that shelter to try to combine together to just kind of get those skills practice kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't show the collecting of the branches. I didn't show all the clippings. The wife was with me and she got a few different shots of just showing what I was doing a little bit at a time. I explained how I did the weaved lattice going, the lattice wall that was actually able to be held up and it stayed together. It's and sometimes it's not until afterwards that you think about like, oh, I wonder if people would actually think about that. And sometimes to remember that when you're showing something like that or when you're doing stuff, you're also going to be running across people who have never done anything like that before. So even the simplest things that you more or less take for granted or you think are common sense, it's not. Remember, common sense is no longer common.
No.
So like with my wood carrying, I don't know if you saw it, the heavy lifting, why I avoid the green zone, that video.
I seen it, but I didn't click on it at the moment. I think I was busy at the time.
I don't know how widespread it is, but Walmart has this training method when it comes to heavy lifting. They call it the green zone. It's where it's the lightest for where you carry things, which is mostly true most of the time until you break a certain weight. Once you're picking up, a heavier weight past a certain point, it actually gets heavier trying to carry it in front of you. So most people, like just lifting something up, most people wouldn't think of that as a good video, like just showing how you carry something. But I broke it down into explaining why carrying something in front of you stresses out your body more than just throwing it up on your shoulder. Oh, my shoulder don't want to do that. Too many logs today. Throwing it up on your shoulder and carrying it there distributes the weight down onto your entire body, keeps that weight center so you can actually walk upright for a longer distance on a rough terrain. So it's something simple that I'm sure you do and other people outdoors do that we don't really think about. And it's just something simple, But for someone who doesn't go out there, doesn't lift heavy things all the time, if they click on that or they watch it, then the next time they're doing that, or if they do that for the first time, they'll hear my voice thinking about it and being like, stress out your body less, keep it in line with your body so you're not arched over holding it in front of you. It'll make it easier for you.
Right.
So it's those simple things that people don't think about, that even you don't think about because it's just common sense to you, will help someone down the line.
Right.
So it's just simple things like that. Alrighty, bud, you have a good one. We got 6 people hanging out. I know
Good
it's
night,
the
bud.
coffee I'm drinking. Well, the term that we use for is the green zone, holding it to your body and holding it in the middle of you. But that's the farther away from you you're holding it, the more gravity is affecting it, the more it's stressing out your body. It's kind of like you can hold books in front of you, on your shoulder, on top of your head, or in a book bag all day long, but putting a book on either hand and holding it out, you're going to feel like you're holding a ton of bricks after 10-15 minutes. So it's like, it's simple things like that you can help someone who doesn't know better.
Right.
And that's the way I look at it. Like, if someone don't know better, even the simplest information will help them. It's kind of like, I'm never trying, anytime I'm giving you advice, when you and I are talking personally, it's never like I'm trying to say you're simple, or you're not thinking about things, or you're just not knowledgeable. It's, you don't have all of the experience. So I'm going to break things down as simply as possible and build up from there, just to make sure you have a good foundation to go off of, so you can start remembering things as you go along.
Right. Just like my editing on my videos.
Yeah. And it's like that old phrase, KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way my stepdad always said it. It's thinking about what you're going to share doesn't always have to be a complicated thing. Even a few minute clip, a few minute video of just explaining one tip about how to do things. One guy who does that very, very well is Cole Cracker Bushcraft. If you look him up, he's a great dude. He explains things very, very well. And if anybody does happen to go and watch Cole Cracker, let him know the Modern Native sent you, because I'm trying to get his attention. But he does a lot of bushcrafting and outdoor skills, and he's an instructor for his bushcrafting school and his outdoor survival school. And you can tell some days that he just thinks about, something simple to say and share that's like, most people wouldn't think of it, but it's common sense to outdoorsmen and woodsmen and stuff like that. So people who want to get into that, they need that simple, basic knowledge.
Right. So I know I was messaging you the other night by the hours on the live streams. Can you go over that, like, maybe better? Like, how did it work? Like, is it per person that it counts, or is it just count as one view? Like for your hours.
So we've been on for an hour and 24 minutes, and up until a few minutes ago, the Bud Files was on right from the start, right?
Okay.
So I got about an hour and 20 minutes of watch time from Bud.
Okay.
And everybody who's been in throughout the periods of times that they've been here, they have given me the amount of time they have been in the live they have given me that amount of time of watch hours.
Gotcha. Just like I've been on here with you for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep. Are you watching me on your YouTube right now? Are you watching us on your YouTube on mute?
No, I'm not. So that don't count.
So you're not counting, and I'm not counting because I don't have another phone.
Gotcha.
The wife was watching for a while, for about an hour of it. So she gave me an hour of watch time through her channel, through her phone.
Okay.
And on the replay, however much time people spend watching this, that's how much time and watch hours that they're giving me.
So the live streams actually help you out.
Yeah, because like I said,
more than the regular videos.
People have a tendency of watching the lives for a longer period of time. If you're taking my advice, you're stealing. Take the CRS approach. I'm so confused. But people have a tendency of watching lives for a longer duration because you're getting more of the real person. If you are watching the live as it's live, a lot of people will watch it more because it's a chance to have that interaction. How I've been clicking on chats and talking to them and saying hi to people as they come in. It's a chance for interaction, being able to watch a YouTuber you enjoy and being able to say hi to them and get a response back. It's like commenting on a video and getting a personal response back, but more. Right. It's that face-to-face interaction, or text-to-face interaction, getting that instant response. So people have a tendency of watching the live streams for a longer time, or people watch the replays for a longer time just to see what happens, what's said. Like, I think it's funny, my channel shout-out page, my channel shout-out live has gotten a ton of traction just because people wanted to see if they were mentioned. And I know that's what it was. I know that's what it was for a lot of them. They wanted to see if they were mentioned. Oregon, how's it going? Oregon, you brought a bot. No, I'm just picking. Oregon Family Magnet Fishing, they've been around a lot. They jump into lives a lot and they watch my videos a lot, so it's a lot of good interaction. They're a good example of getting a lot of watch hours from just a single person. Interacting with someone and being genuine and responsive to them, they feel more of a connection. They feel that personal relationship kind of deal where they want to watch you to see that growth because you have talked to them, you have dealt with them. And it's the same thing I feel like with the Bud Files. They're super interactive and super commentive, and they're like probably one of the ones that spent the most time in my lives. And you know, all that time adds up. It's however much time people are spending watching your videos, watching your lives, it all adds up, except for shorts, obviously. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. Shorts don't count for watch hours for your monetization. So they're good for collecting new subscribers, getting a farther reach, expanding your library for people to be able to, if someone's checking out your channel, especially if they're on a live and they see you, a lot of times they'll click a short because the live doesn't cut out and they don't have to go back and find it. They'll be watching the short just to see what kind of channel you are, to see if they're interested. The Swamp Rat. That's right. I forgot. They do count if they're watched on a computer. That was a new update just a few months ago. I totally forgot about that, Swamp Rat. Thank you for reminding me. So they do count, but so few people watch it on a computer, so that's why they generally don't count. So, and the Swamp Rat is another one. He has an awesome channel. You should go and check him out. He and I have been growing together since the beginning. We both met up with each other when I think we were both in the 30s, 40s ish. We were both under 100. Rock and Orr is still hanging out. If you're at work, you should be working. The goddamn bacon. You got to make the bacon. It's all right, Swampy. It's all right, man. You know, you're busy. You're always doing your stuff. I know I'm not around a whole lot. I don't get to a lot of people's videos because I'm super busy with the cabin life and maintaining it and everything else. So it's totally understandable, bro. I'm happy that you pop in, that you still show me support and love. You and I talk on Facebook. It's you know, you're still part of the community. You're still in the tribe. You know, you're awesome. I have to get your magnet that you gave me out from underneath 2 inches of ice. That sucks. So I probably won't be able to use that until spring. I lost track. Sorry, you've been sick. It's been a rough week for a lot of people. A lot of people have been sick this week. The wife's not feeling good today. Evan, how's it going? And always, bro man for life. And it's those friendships that you build that really make this a whole lot of worthwhile. And it just really, I don't have any local friends. I don't have a lot of people. I don't have anybody that wants to come and hang out. I don't have, you know, friends like that. It's just one of those, I'm in the backwoods. I'm too far out. And a lot of people nowadays, if you don't have something to offer for them, they want to offer you time. So that's one thing that kind of sucks. But I mean, it is what it is. You find the real people and you deal with them, and it's those real connections that are awesome. Even if they're from a distance, y'all are still friends. You're part of my tribe, and you guys are awesome. Happy you and I connected. Happy I can help you out and share some knowledge and help you grow. Hoping some of my friends came over and shot you that subscription. And the Swamp Rat, he says, you know, I'm more into the friends than the monetization, and absolutely. But obviously, you know, for most of us, monetization is the goal, even if our priority is trying to make friends and grow that community. And that's what it is. That's why it's called the Modern Native Tribe, you know, for my link anyway. Big Matt, what's going on outdoors with Big Matt? He's an awesome dude. I don't know if you've caught him at all. He's a great supporter. He's a great channel. He has an open chat a lot. He's a great dude. He tried to help me out with getting a fundraiser going to help me fix up my Jeep. So it's a great effort. Thank you for trying. It is what it is, though. It's so rough for everybody right now.
What's wrong with your Jeep?
I need a new tire. I need a power steering pump. I'm not sure if the alternator is messed up or if just the battery is, or it's the fact that it hasn't been run enough. It's just I have to jump it every time I want to start it up right now. And I still have to get it actually registered because I got it and then ran into financial trouble and wasn't able to get it registered because of the fees that go with that. So it's just a whole rigmarole I have to do.
I would change out your battery first.
See, well, bring them along when you come up in the spring. You're supposed to come visit me. Don't forget, Swamp. I'm trying to get a whole big powwow going. I want a big get together. I want to get everybody who wants to travel and come up and see the Adirondacks to come up, and we'll do a hike. We'll do a camp out, have a big bonfire, and just hang out and share the love, and everybody can get a whole big group video going where people can go through the different channels and see the powwow from different angles and different experiences. So I think that'd be fun. Send some of it here, Rock. I'm tired of the single digits and the negatives. Send it up here. And that's negatives Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's not that cold here, but it's cold. Send us some of that hot heat up here.
Yeah. Man, if I sleep in and I forget to wake up and feed the wood stove, I'll wake up with frost inside. You want to talk about cold?
Yeah, because you're in a cabin. Do you have any insulation in the walls?
I have logs.
Just logs? Yeah, it's cold in there.
Yeah, I've been going through and putting great stuff on the seams because they didn't chink it when they made it. Oh.
I don't know if I could do it.
The goddamn bacon, it sat for just a few days the first time it died on me, but it turned out that the terminal wasn't tightened down because a certain big dumbass who is her father-in-law decided to, when he put the battery in, because I was busy doing something else on the Jeep, he put the battery on there. He didn't tighten the damn thing down. He hand tightened it. You can't hand tighten a freaking battery terminal. He's married to your mother, so he's your father-in-law, technically.
He's married to my mother, which would make him my stepfather.
Stepdad, sorry. Whatever.
But he's nothing.
Yeah,
he's barely
whatever.
Even her husband.
Yeah, whatever. You knew what I meant.
I didn't.
So
I said it.
So her mom's husband then was just stupid with the way he did it, and he fucked it up on me, and I'm pretty sure he killed my battery. Yeah, I heard that it's actually going to get close to freezing even all the way down to the Keys. I couldn't believe that. Oh. But my battery it got drained, and I wasn't able to run it enough to get it recharged up, and I just think it's just sapped. So I either need to trickle charge it for a while, which I haven't had the opportunity to do that, or the alternator just isn't juicing it up enough, or it just hasn't ran enough. And I need to get gas. It's stuck right now where it is. I backed it down. I went to go pull it up and spun where it was. But the person I got it from, the Jeep, had a bad bearing, and they ran it on the bad bearing, the wheel bearing, for it's got to be at least 1,000 miles on that thing wobbling. So the inside line on the tread got worn down so bad that some wires are sticking out of it from the tread. So that tire has to be replaced, and they are Continental car tires on a 2009 Jeep Patriot. It needs to have actual tires that are meant for a freaking Jeep, so I can actually, go up and down the dirt road, go off-road, things like that. But primarily it's just, getting some rubber underneath it so it'll actually go. If it was on the road and I had to gas, I would be taking it on a 20-minute drive. But it's just a whole process, and I need a good chunk of change to get it going. It's just a process. And I'll be checking the junkyards and the used tires that people have around to try to find a new one. It's just having the money to do all that, having the time to get to doing that. Unless I happen to have a big jump on my merchandise sales, or someone loans me the money, I'm probably stuck right now. I got my e-bike though, so I do have wheels. It's just an e-bike in the negatives. That battery gets sapped real fast. But back to YouTube advice. If anybody has any questions or any thoughts that we want to expand on to not just help you guys, but anybody who wants to watch this in the future, shoot that question in the comments, in the chat, feel free. If anybody wants to offer their advice or their thoughts on, how they do things, your tips or tricks on, your methods of growing. My channel is actually one of those that have grown really fast in a short amount of time because of the methods I've been doing. No, I don't have a trailer for my bike yet. If you remember that one 5-day canoe camping trip, that was actually my start of my 5-month canoe camping trip, because I got the canoe down there with the cart that somebody made for me, and the welding was terrible. The way they had the wheel set up with the axle was terrible, and the thing fell apart about 1.5 miles shy of where I was trying to go. Luckily, somebody nice pulled up with a truck, helped me throw everything in the back, and got me down to the water, so I was able to get to my campsite because that was the direction he was going. So my camping trip was half stranded, half voluntary. I wanted to camp that much, but it was also the fact I couldn't leave my canoe down at the creek. Hashtag Monday Digs. And I know your team ups have been doing great for you. That's how you've been able to grow real well, and you've been trying out those premieres. That's an awesome method. I just haven't. It's I feel like it's a little time consuming for me to set up the premieres, and I just haven't had that time to sit down and take a edited video and set it up for a premiere. If I'm going live, I'm going to go live. People said that I should do my survival challenge as a premiere, but I want to do that full live because I have no idea how long it's going to be, and I don't want to edit it at all. I know you're an editing fool. I tried so hard and got so far. FT winning, no. But yeah, the editing and the time consuming part of it, it's not entirely worth it for me right now, because my videos are almost done and uploaded on the spot. Like my videos today, I shot my video, named it, and uploaded it while I was doing wood. While I was down there cutting up logs and dragging them around and getting them cut up to be firewood and bringing them back up to the house. Cabin, I always say house. It always sounds weird when I say it though. But see, I don't edit, like I said. Generally I don't. I don't cut anything out. I don't edit. It's generally a one shot, one take, so that way I can just click it and be done. So and one thing, Backroad Hillbillies, if you want an easy editing tool, there's an app called UCut. Me and Swamp Rat both use it. It's really simple, really easy. There's so many things you can add to it. It's got all the tools. It's free. It does have a premium edition that you can pay for, but I haven't needed it. It has so many different tools and things that you can add to your videos that I've never needed to worry about it. Jinx, Swamp Rat. And there's something about the raw videos, the simple, raw, uncut, unedited things. They work great. And there you go. Hit up Evan. He'll edit for you. But trying to think of any other advice I could come up with. Closing in on 2 hours. Got 15 minutes before it's at 2 hours. It's a nice live. We've had a pretty good interaction. We got 9 people hanging out right now. I'm sure we have some lurkers. I'm pretty sure Outdoors with Big Matt is probably lurking. He's almost always lurking. He likes to hang out. He doesn't chat much because he's usually either doing his own live while he's watching, or he's in someone else's live up on panel while he's watching. He's all over the place, but he's a great dude. He tries to help out whoever he can, whenever he can, so it's awesome. And that is the only problem. But that is why what I do is I grab clips while I'm doing things. So the only thing that I really edit is I compile it together. I don't ever really take anything out. I just catch those short clips. But you do so much of the treasure hunting and stuff like that that you never know what you might find at any point in time. So you have a lot of content that you have to break down to actually get into a video. And that'd be cool. Mine are generally spontaneous and on the spot, so it's just kind of like tonight. Chris was free and had the time, and I was free, so we just popped in to share some advice and some knowledge so I can help him out and help out anybody else who's watching now or on the replay. What I think, I'm going to drop my code word. Something I've been doing is for my replay people, I usually wait until I have less people in the chat, but I drop a code word towards the end of my live streams. And it's for the people who are my champions, that I call them, that watch my replays all the way through until they get to this point. So for you, my code word for this live is going to be Crumb Snatcher. So for those of you who've made it this far into my live stream on the replay, go down to the comments and put Crumb Snatcher in the comment section, and I'll know that you are my champions that watch my replays all the way through. And that's kind of how I feel, Hillbillies. The super edited, shiny, packaged. There's so many of them out there. I like to watch the real people, the real videos, the real mistakes, someone tripping over their words, trying to think of a word, or having that moment where they're trying to figure things out, or having their mistakes. It's real, raw, and you just know it's genuine. And I like those. And I hate clickbait. It's also why I don't edit my thumbnail too heavily, and I just keep it simple. I grab one of the suggested ones that are on the YouTube Studio. When you click on it, it'll give you 3 or 4 suggested thumbnails. All this talking, I'm getting crutter on my mouth. And Swamp Rat, like, I love your videos, the way you've been editing them, but I gotta say, the wife keeps complaining about it. She can't watch your videos because your intro, especially your shorts, when it pops up twice like that, she can't watch them because of that strobe effect. So, hey, Crumb Snatcher Outdoors, he has changed his name. See,
I was gonna do it.
That's simple. That's easy. That's nice to look at. That's memorable.
It fits.
Yeah. I like it. And there we go. I helped create a name.
Took me forever just to figure one out.
You froze up there for a second. And we had the vote. People voted for it. See, people already like it. And it's catchy. And now when you pop into other lives, people aren't going to realize it's you until they look at their channel and be like, I'm already subscribed to you. I don't remember a crumb snatcher. So what were you, the kid that was, give it to Mikey, he'll eat it?
Yeah.
Crumb snatcher?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I would just go in the kitchen and just snatch something out of the cabinet.
Yep. Hey, I was the same way. I never let anything go to waste. I was the one that was sitting at the table watching everyone finish. You gonna eat that?
Yep. Waiting to see what's left over.
You gonna
Still
eat
do it.
that?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I sit here and wait for her to be finished. And when she sits back, I'm like, you done? Yeah, you can have it.
Sounds like me.
Yes. I don't do an intro because my intro is, hey, everybody, it's the Modern Native. And my outro is, get out there, be a native, and go beast. So it's super simple, and I don't need a whole video for it. I like some of these intro videos and outro videos, and they're cool, but sometimes they're just too much. And especially the ones that have really flashy effects or they're very sudden and loud with the music. It can be just like too much sometimes when you're like super interested and leaning in on the video and then boom, it's in your face. The Swamp Rats is super short, but that strobe effect sometimes it even messes with me sometimes if it's dark out and I'm watching the video and then all of a sudden I'm like, ow, bright. But it's a cool effect and I like it. I like the old timey feel and everything else. It's yes. I like the old timey feel of it, and it's interesting, but it's just a little much sometimes. But yes, you grab attention, seal your brand, and move on. And that's what the whole thing is I say the name of my channel and I have my tagline. And people really like my tagline, my exit. Get out there, be a native, and go beast. The wife says it every time she's watching one of my videos. She says it with me on my video. She has to stop herself while I'm filming a video near her from her saying it while I'm saying it. And people know it's coming when I'm like, all right, until next time. And then I say my exit, and people love it. And see, that's another one. Hey, you're taking up my camera space. Just realized that there was a half a face and an eyeball sitting in the camera. You bloody big head. He tipped his ears at me. The goddamn bacon, my intro is usually, damn it, is this thing on? You all right there, baby? Sorry about that. I'm back. Can you hear me now? You remember those old commercials for, I think it was Sprint? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Come on, get out Daddy's way.
It's fine. Just don't hurt mommy when you climb on top. There you go. Oh, you
Easy.
big cuddle
Yeah,
brat.
Come on, big dad.
Night, Swamp Rat.
Come on. No.
Thanks for tuning in.
Leave it.
Get some sleep. Have a good one tomorrow. Go and get that treasure. Hi, Jealous. I got one out of my way and the other one has to come up. Here. Sit behind me. Yeah. Stuff you in. Dogs. They have no sense of personal space. What's personal space? You mean in your face? But we're at 5 of 2 hours. We got 5 people hanging out. I already dropped my code word. You got just about. You got any other things that you feel like you've been struggling with or trying to figure out, or oh well, one piece of advice I got for you as a new content creator, definitely avoid music. Music in the background, even if you're filming and your wife is hanging out off to the distance and she's like watching something or playing music on her phone, definitely avoid having that get picked up in your video. Like, do a test thing. When I was doing my live yesterday, my shout out live, the wife was playing music inside and I was sitting outside and I was listening and I was like, that's a little too loud. I'm going to hear that. So I came inside, asked her to turn it down just a little bit so that way it didn't transfer into the audio. You need to avoid copyright strikes because that will, the minute YouTube recognizes that you have a copyrighted song playing in the background, even just a few seconds of it, they will demonetize your video and you won't get any credit for that video. Or they can ask you to take it down.
You must have heard the music in my video.
When?
On the bushcrafting one. Right there at the end of it.
The few seconds right before you cut it?
Yeah.
I thought that was her shouting to you in the background.
No, she was telling me on my actual cell phone in my pocket. And I heard it and I clicked it off real quick.
Yeah.
I was hoping I wasn't able to hear it, and I guess I was.
Yeah, just enough, but if you didn't get the copyright notice, you're good because it wasn't enough or clear enough for it to come through.
Yeah, it was in my pocket. And I really, as soon as it started, I clicked the volume button in my pocket.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that.
It's just the quick reflections that I have, or reflex.
You can find a lot of music that, like the goddamn Bacon said, you can find a lot. You can search royalty-free music, copyright-free music, and free use music. That's the 3 things you can search for right on YouTube. And you can download them on your actual phone, play them while you're using your recording phone, and that way you can have music. Some of my videos when we were at camp, I did native music. I downloaded some native music, some from my tribe, some from her tribe, and some from other tribes to just have that effect in my music, in my videos. And a lot of people like that. I just haven't gone through the effort of having the other phone on me to do that. Way into adventures. It's not morning. Oh, well, technically it's morning. It's 1 a.m. for me anyway. And way into, aren't you in the UK? Remember right? I can't remember. But either which way, morning. I haven't gone through the effort.
Way into adventures. What time is it there?
Oh, Germany. So you're probably like heading almost to noon right now. like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. 7:19. So 6 hours. Okay. That's right. Ireland is 4 hours. So that would put Germany, 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, they're 7 ahead of us. Here.
Yeah, 7 ahead of you, 6 ahead of me. We're doing time travel right now.
But I'm about to have to jump off of here. I gotta work. I gotta be at work. I gotta get up in about 6 hours.
Yeah, we hit the 2-hour mark. It's actually what I was waiting for. Is exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on too.
So, thank you for joining in. People always show up right at the last minute. Some of my best supporters always show up right at the last minute. Thanks for joining Way Into Adventures. I hope you catch the replay. We had some good YouTube knowledge shared and some stories and stuff like that. And some outdoor conversations and things. It went all over the place tonight. Next time, you and I will do a bushcrafting Q&A conversation and tips and tricks and stuff about filming and doing bushcrafting videos. And
I'm looking forward for that one.
Yeah, so am I. So if you want to, you can, say your goodnights or your goodbyes or your exits, however you want to do it, and you can drop down, and then I'll do my exit.
All right, y'all. Thanks for coming in, and for the ones that subscribed to me tonight, thank y'all. Later, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Alrighty, y'all. Good night, Backroad. Have a good night. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking around for so long. You were awesome. It was a good live tonight. Good chat with buddy Chris. And make sure you guys check out his channel at the Crumb Snatcher Outdoors. He changed the name of his channel, which is awesome. Helped him come up with that. Again, Crumb Snatcher is the code word for my replay champions. Thank you very much. And until next time, get out there, be a native, and go beast.